Last time, we went back to the scene of the crime and met Penny, a Global Studios assistant who shares our belief that WP's innocent. We also learned the so-called photo of Powers is actually the Steel Samurai. How will this all play out in court? Find out right now on Ace Attorney.
The court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, rack, steady, and bebop, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please.
The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, Mr. Will Powers killed fellow actor Jack Hammer at Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime.
I see. Very well. I would like to move on to your testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness.
First, I would like to call a familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would, briefly describe this case to the court.
Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's the case, in brief. Anyone would like to hear that again?
No, I think I can probably remember that.
So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval.
Samurai spear added to the court record.
Your Honor, this case is quite simple. If you ask one question, what did the security lady at the guard station see?
Understood.
Let's call this security officer to the stand.
Mr. Wright?
Oh, sorry, just rocking out a little bit.
Will the witness declare her name?
Oh, my. Aren't you a handsome fella? I'm afraid I'm a little bit flustered over here.
Your name, please.
Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma.
Your name, please.
Seems like Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. He also has trouble picking out a good suit.
My name is Wendy Oldbag, but just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. Even when I was young, I was an Oldbag, dearie. Oh, how the other children would make fun of me just because of my name. Can you believe it? There was this one boy, captain of the chess club, and when he called me an Oldbag, I just
Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness.
Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
What? You can't talk to me that way, Baldy. I was just getting to the good part.
Perhaps we can get to the testimony.
Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, see, I was, just like I am every day.
And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you?
That is correct. Well, I guess you're not as dumb as you look.
You may begin your testimony.
Before we begin, can I get a beverage, Your Honor? I'm feeling a little parched. Anyway, on the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 o'clock. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by right at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was headed towards the studio.
You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright?
That's my name, and finding contradictions is my game. I just gotta like that, Your Honor. All right, Gwendolyn, let's go over your testimony one more time. Starting at the point where you claim you saw my client. Let me get this straight, Oldbag. Mrs. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, but what you're really talking about is the man in this photo, aren't you?
Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly?
This, Your Honor, is none other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the so-called Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course it is. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
Yeah. Well, I wonder.
Look, it's true that Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai, but that doesn't mean he is the Steel Samurai. It's called acting, just like Jason Bateman plays a fox in Zootopia. That doesn't mean he really is a fox.
Oh, he's a fox, all right, honey. But I know what you mean. I was in Bowen yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Miss, witness.
He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently.
However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Ha! Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What?
Huh?
Wow, even Edgeworth is surprised.
The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Let's hear about your proof then.
I've been trying to tell y'all about it, but you keep interrupting me with your nosy questions. Now listen up. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He's kinda clumsy. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, take a good hard look at this picture. You can see he's dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy now?
So he had sprained his ankle? Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
She's got to be hiding something. Probably a box of donuts. I'll press her until she gives me one. And one for Maya, too. Alright, Miss Oldbag, let's go through your testimony one more time. You claim to have seen Powers trip and fall, and then apparently he broke a prop?
Sure enough, it was his own samurai spear.
Wait a minute, the samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record.
Samurai spear updated in the court record.
Thank you, Bridget. Alright, Miss Oldbag, let's back up a second. You claim that you were at the morning run-through where you saw Powers fall down and break the samurai spear. Who else was present at that run-through?
Well, let's see. There was Powers, of course. He's the Steel Samurai. Then poor Road Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me.
And what exactly were you doing?
Observing. Just, observing.
What about the assistant, Penny? Where was she?
Oh, she was off moving backdrops around and such.
So she didn't see the run-through then. Let me just clear up one piece of information, Miss Oldbag. You claim you saw Powers trip and fall? Is that right?
Yes, indeed. And to think, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So, Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better?
Sure, just rolled up his pants a little bit and kissed his boo-boo where it hurt.
Let's just skip over that part, shall we?
Where was the assistant, Penny, then?
Oh, her? She was, cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
Why didn't Powers tell me about his ankle?
I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor?
Well, there is one thing that bothers me.
Which is?
Where is this Steel Samurai costume now?
Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers.
I suppose that's right.
Hold it right there, Your Honor. We keep talking about possibilities, but we have to agree. The only thing this photo shows is the Steel Samurai. Nowhere can we see Mr. Will Powers.
The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that a possibility also.
Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
For you, Edgy Poo, anything. Now, the time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So, if no one else went to the studio, Then it would have to be this Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
I love to cross-exam more than Deadpool loves Wham. I will find the contradictions from Japan to Amsterdam. I'm internationally known, and I've never lost a case, and with Maya at my side, belong to us. All of your base? All your base are belong to us. Something like that. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the studio, correct?
Yes, sirree, sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all the security camera data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work in the studio, we might have an opening.
Thanks, but no thanks. Now that very computer printed out this photo. Note the words that are printed on the back of it.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is at the end where it says photo 2.
Photo number 2?
That's right, photo number 2. But the computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that's a little odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo?
Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright.
Actually, Your Honor, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos? Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
Hey, watch your mouth, whippersnapper. I done told you the only person I saw that day was Will Powers.
Yes, we've all heard you say that, but the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things, Your Honor. Edgy boy, help Grandma out, please.
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. Here I thought you were this big fancy know-it-all lawyer, but it turns out you're nothing but a whippersnapper.
Is something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
That's right. I just remembered something, Your Honor.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, you don't have to be so condescending. I suppose you could put it that way. Hey, nobody asked for comments from the peanut gallery.
I see. Your testimony, please.
I've been trying to give you my testimony this whole time. Now listen up. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it, now I do remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag! This is the first I've heard of this!
Well, of course it is, Sonny. After all, I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination.
Thank you, Judge. I'ma sift through the sludge and lies in the testimony. What the fudge? That freestyle went nowhere. They can't all be winners. It's like Edgeworth's court record. In any case, I'm not here to rap. I'm here to rep my man Will Powers. So let's find out about this photo that you threw away. Miss Oldbag, just who the heck was in that photo that you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy? What the heck are you talking about?
You know, Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. Matter of fact, one was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say that no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, I mean, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. I told Penny to patch it up, but you know how whippersnappers are. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in.
Wait a minute, they come in through the drain?
I told you there were freaks crawling in through the drain like they was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Back in my day, we went to the front gate and the front gate was closed. We just didn't go in. Oh, and one more thing you should know.
What's that?
Well, see, they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids? Like that Mac Miller album? So on the photo that you erased, you're telling me...
It was a boy. Probably 2nd or 3rd grade, I reckon.
What? Did that sound like I pronounced the proper amount of A's? It felt right.
Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes, Your Honor. We see his stop there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear.
Impossible, I'd think. It's quite heavy.
Well, of course it's too heavy for a little boy. As I say, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick? What's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect.
Yeah, and these clowns are already trying to unsuspect him.
I'd like to take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.
October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 3.
Oh, Bridget, no one does that better than you. Don't you agree, WP?
Yes?
Okay, tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room the whole time?
I didn't go to the studio! I was sleeping, honest!
So, who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo?
The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it.
What? You should take better care of that stuff.
I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume. Where does this leave me?
Well, WP, I'm gonna be honest with you. This case, much like your face, does not look good. You're the only likely suspect right now.
Nick!
That's my name! Actually, it's not.
What are we going to do?
Well, I have to return some videotapes. No, first we'll play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this.
Right! And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day.
Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose this case on the spot.
You don't sound very optimistic.
I'm not here to sound optimistic, I'm here to win!
Hey, Nick! It's time!
It's time to call it an episode, but when we go back to court, we're gonna raise a whole mess of reasonable doubt. See you guys then for more Ace Attorney.